Imagine this. You've gone silent, thinking she'll start missing you, but instead she seems completely unbothered. Why? What's really going on in her mind? And more importantly, what can you do to make her feel your absence so deeply that she can't ignore it? Stick around, because this isn't just about going silent. It's about making every moment of that silence work in your favor. 1. Why silence sometimes doesn't work. Silence can be a double-edged sword. When used correctly, it can create space for someone to miss you. But when used poorly, it can backfire completely. Let's be honest, many people approach silence with the wrong mindset. They think, if I just stop texting, she'll realize how much she needs me. Here's the truth. Silence only works when it comes from a place of strength, not desperation. Imagine you stop talking to her, but deep down, you're still waiting by your phone, wondering when she'll notice. She won't feel the absence because she subconsciously knows you're still emotionally tied to her. Silence works only when it's authentic, when you're genuinely taking time for yourself, not using it as a tactic to make her miss you. This is where most people fail. Women can sense intention. If your silence feels manipulative or forced, she won't respect it. Instead, she might see it as immature or even needy. True silence is about pulling back for your own growth, not to trigger a reaction. When you go silent, the focus shouldn't be on her, it should be on yourself. Silence becomes powerful when it's a side effect of your self-respect and personal growth. Without that foundation, silence is just empty space. 2. The mistake of expecting immediate results. Patience is one of the hardest things to practice, especially when emotions are involved. After going silent, many people start expecting results almost immediately. They think, she'll notice by tomorrow, she'll miss me by next week. But relationships, emotions, and human psychology don't work on your timeline. Silence is not a fast-track solution, it's a slow burn. Think about it. If she's used to you constantly reaching out, it's going to take time for her to adjust to your absence. At first, she might even feel relieved or think, finally, some space. But as days turn into weeks, that initial relief fades and something deeper sets in: curiosity, doubt, and eventually longing. The problem arises when you sit there waiting for her to text you. This mindset sabotages the whole process because it keeps you emotionally dependent on her reaction. Real silence means you let go of expectations entirely. You stop looking for immediate validation and trust the process. The absence of instant results doesn't mean your silence isn't working. It just means the emotional impact is still building. Patience is key. Silence is a long game, and those who master it understand that the rewards come with time. 3. How women process silence differently. Let's dive into how women emotionally process silence. It's completely different from how men do. When a man goes silent, he might think, she'll notice immediately and it'll hit her hard. But that's not how it works. Women process emotions in layers. At first, she might not even register your absence because she's confident in her belief that you'll reach out again. She thinks she knows your pattern, but as time goes on, cracks begin to form in that confidence. She starts to wonder, why hasn't he texted me yet? Is he really done with me? Has he moved on? That's when the emotional impact starts to take root. And here's the kicker. Women are much better at hiding their emotions than men. Even when your silence starts affecting her, she won't show it right away. You might think she's fine, but internally, she's questioning everything. This is why patience is so crucial. Silence works on women because it forces them to confront emotions they've been avoiding. It gives them space to miss you, not just the surface level you, but the energy, attention, and presence you used to bring into their life. It's a slow process, But when it hits hard. The key is understanding that silence affects women deeply, but it takes time for that emotional wave to build and crash. 4. The importance of focusing on yourself. Silence without self-improvement is like a car without an engine. It goes nowhere. The biggest mistake people make during no contact is doing nothing with their time. They sit around obsessing over whether she's thinking about them, instead of using that silence as an opportunity to grow. Here's the truth. No contact isn't just about her missing you. It's about you becoming someone she would miss in the first place. Take a step back and ask yourself, what have you done to improve your life since you stopped talking to her? Have you picked up a new hobby, focused on your fitness, or worked on your confidence? Or are you just sitting around, waiting for her to notice? 1. Absence and growth. Women are naturally drawn to men who have purpose and drive. If your silence is paired with growth, it sends a powerful message. You're not sitting around waiting for her, you're moving forward. When she eventually notices your progress, whether through social media, mutual friends, or seeing you in person, it creates a ripple effect. She starts to wonder, did I underestimate him? Did I lose someone amazing? That's the power of focusing on yourself. Silence combined with growth makes her rethink everything, and that's when the real impact begins. 2. What really makes her notice? Here's the truth most people won't tell you. It's not the silence itself that makes her notice. It's what you do during that silence. If you're just sitting there doing nothing, she might not even care. But if you're out there living your best life, the energy you exude is felt. Women are incredibly intuitive when it comes to energy. They can feel when a man is confident, focused, and thriving. They can also feel when he's not. Think about it this way: silence without substance is forgettable. But silence paired with confidence, growth, and purpose is unforgettable. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the way you show up in the world. When she senses that you're no longer emotionally dependent on her, it triggers something in her. She starts to feel your absence, not just physically, but emotionally. She begins to wonder, why does he seem so happy without me? Did I make a mistake? The key to making her notice is shifting your focus entirely off her and onto yourself. When you're genuinely happy, confident, and thriving, it creates a magnetic energy that's impossible to ignore. She'll start to question her own decisions and feel drawn back to you, not because you begged for her attention, but because you didn't need it in the first place. 3. Why chasing her backfires. Chasing after someone who has distanced themselves from you is one of the fastest ways to lose respect and power in a relationship. When you chase her after a period of no contact, what you're really saying is, I don't value myself enough to wait for you to realize my worth. This behavior not only diminishes your value in her eyes, but also reinforces her belief that she holds all the control. Think about it this way: when you chase, you eliminate the mystery. There's no longer any tension or excitement because you've already laid your cards on the table. She doesn't need to wonder what you're thinking or how you're feeling. You've shown her everything. Here's the hard truth: people are naturally drawn to what they can't fully have. It's human nature to crave what feels out of reach. By chasing her, you make yourself too accessible, and accessibility often leads to a lack of appreciation. So, what's the alternative? The answer lies in cultivating patience and self-respect. Instead of chasing, focus on building an aura of confidence and independence. Let her come to you. When you pull back, you give her the space to question her feelings and evaluate what she's losing. It's not about ignoring her. It's about showing her that your world doesn't revolve around her validation. This approach not only protects your dignity, but also increases your value in her eyes. She'll begin to see you as a strong, self-assured person who doesn't compromise his worth for anyone. 4. The psychological impact of absence. When you remove yourself from someone's life, you create a void, and that void is powerful. Absence forces reflection. It's in the moments of silence that people start to realize the impact you had on their lives. This is especially true in relationships. When you're no longer readily available, her mind starts to fill in the blanks. She begins to replay memories, analyze past conversations, and question her decisions. This psychological process, often referred to as emotional withdrawal, can be incredibly impactful. When someone is used to your presence, your texts, calls, or attention, they develop a sense of comfort and routine. The moment that routine is disrupted, their mind goes into overdrive, trying to make sense of the change. She might wonder, why hasn't he reached out? Is he seeing someone else? Did I make a mistake? These questions create emotional tension, and it's this tension that makes her think about you more. However, the effectiveness of absence depends on the value you brought into her life. If your presence was enriching, supportive, and memorable, your absence will feel significant. But if your presence was inconsistent or overly dependent on her, your absence might not leave the same impression. This is why it's crucial to focus on self-improvement and personal growth during no contact. The stronger and more confident you become, the more impactful your absence will be. 5. How to handle it. When she reaches out. At some point, your silence may prompt her to reach out. 1. How to handle it when she reaches out. At some point, your silence may prompt her to reach out. It might come in the form of a casual "hey," a question about something trivial, or even a heartfelt message. Whatever the case, this moment is critical. How you respond, or choose not to respond, can shape the future dynamic of your relationship. When she reaches out, your first instinct might be to jump at the opportunity. Resist that urge. Responding too quickly or too eagerly can undo all the progress you've made during no contact. Instead, take a moment to assess the situation. Why is she reaching out? Is it out of genuine interest, or is she simply trying to test the waters? Understanding her intentions can help you decide the best course of action. When you do respond, keep your tone calm, confident, and composed. Avoid diving into heavy topics or discussing the past right away. Instead, keep the conversation light and engaging. For example, if she asks how you've been, respond with something positive and interesting about your life. Show her that you're thriving without her. This not only piques her curiosity, but also reinforces the idea that you're not waiting around for her validation. Remember, the goal isn't to play hard to get. It's to maintain your self-respect and independence. By handling her message with confidence and ease, you shift the power dynamic. She'll see you as someone who's secure in themselves, and that's an incredibly attractive quality. 2. Why confidence is key. Confidence is the foundation of attraction. It's what makes people take notice, and it's what leaves a lasting impression. During no contact, your confidence or lack thereof will be one of the defining factors in how she perceives you. If your silence is rooted in insecurity or fear, she'll sense it. But if your silence stems from a place of strength and self-assurance, it becomes a powerful statement. Confidence isn't just about how you carry yourself, it's about how you view yourself. Do you see yourself as someone who deserves respect and love? Or are you constantly seeking validation from others? These internal beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape how others perceive you. When you believe in your worth, you exude a natural magnetism that draws people in. During no contact, focus on building your confidence through self-improvement. Set goals, pursue hobbies, and invest in your personal growth. When she sees that you're thriving and happy without her, It challenges her assumptions. She starts to question whether letting you go was the right choice. This shift in perception can reignite her interest and make her see you in a new light. Confidence isn't about arrogance or pretending to be something you're not. It's about embracing your true self and standing firm in your value. When you embody this mindset, your silence becomes a reflection of your inner strength, and that's what leaves a lasting impact. 3. The importance of staying true to yourself. No contact isn't a game or a manipulation tactic. It's an opportunity to reconnect with yourself. The moment you start using no contact as a way to control or influence her behavior, you lose sight of its true purpose. The goal isn't to make her miss you, it's to rediscover your own worth and build a life that makes you happy. Staying true to yourself means setting boundaries, prioritizing your well-being, and living authentically. It means not compromising your values or self-respect just to win someone back. When you stay true to yourself, you attract people who appreciate and respect you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. During no contact, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Pursue your passions, strengthen your relationships with friends and family, and take care of your mental and physical health. By doing so, you'll not only feel more confident and fulfilled, but also create a life that's worth sharing with someone else. And here's the most empowering part. When you stay true to yourself, you realize that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. Whether she comes back or not, you'll be in a place of strength and contentment. And that's what no contact is truly about. Not about winning her back, but about winning yourself back. 4. Closing. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you and you gained some valuable insights, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with someone who might need this advice. Subscribe to the channel for more powerful strategies and lessons to elevate your life. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. As always, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Stay strong, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video.